People who drive down the New Jersey Turnpike might be inclined to think about why it's important to preserve farmland and open space in such a busy state. What would you tell them, Governor?
Well, first of all, most of them who drive down the turnpike say, oh, this is New Jersey, and why is it called the Garden State? And I'd say, come inland, get off those roads. Come in and see the most diverse state, frankly, one of the most diverse states in the nation. If you think about it, with 127 miles of beaches, and we've got some of the toughest parts of the Appalachian Trail, and then we have beautiful farmland within. If there's no traffic, you can be into Midtown Manhattan in less than an hour. And then you've got the southern part of the state where it looks like Iowa. It's flatlands, you've got the cranberry bogs, you've got the pine barrens, and yet we're the most densely populated state in the nation.
The Farmland Preservation Program has been in effect in New Jersey for decades.
Yes.
How successful do you think it has been?
Oh, enormously successful. We have now, as a state, on a percentage basis, preserved more farmland than any other state in the nation, on a percentage basis. But the important thing about it hits so many different things. When you preserve farmland, you're preserving open space, which helps clean the air, helps filter the water. Mother Nature does a much better job of that than any of us do or any of our utilities do. It provides food. You can get, if you buy Jersey Fresh, you know you're getting good food, fresh food, without a whole lot of chemicals and a whole lot of other things going on. So when you leave open space, the ground will filter the water and it will take out a lot of the impurities. And believe me, while we have beautiful blue skies today, it's not quite as clean as it looks. Anybody who's gone outside after a heavy rain and looked at their car knows that there's stuff on it. And what comes down goes through. So you want that, and then you want the trees for photosynthesis, because during that process, as we all learn in Bio 101, that's cleaning the air, taking the CO2 out. So it's healthier for us to have the open space.
We're on your family farm here in Hunterson County.
Yep.
What has the Farmland Preservation Program meant for you at Pontefract?
Well, it really wasn't going to change what we did with the farm here, because this has been farmed since my parents bought it in 1933, but long before that. I mean, the cornerstone of the house was 1769. We were going to preserve this, so we gave the development rights to the Conservation Foundation of New Jersey. And so it can never be developed for anything other than, used for anything other than farmland. But what it means for the state, as you can see when you look out there at the hay fields, the hay's all in now, farmland tends to be better drained and pretty flat, which makes it easy to develop. So there's a lot of pressure on farmland to be developed because of what it means. It cuts costs for the developer. So with the Farmland Preservation Program, we've been able to make it economically viable for farmers to keep the land, because so many want to. They'd like to pass it down. They'd like to be able to afford to do that. This way, they sell the difference between the assessed value as farmland and the assessed value where it developed. They can keep that money. They can sell the place and keep the money that they get from the sale, but it can never be developed.
New Jerseyans certainly understand the need for preservation in our state. Certainly when we go to vote and there's a bond issue on the ballot, overwhelmingly residents vote in favor of preserving our land.
Yes, we really have figured it out. As the most densely populated state in the nation, people appreciate what it means. And even when we had the billion-dollar bond issue on the ballot in 1997, people still voted both for that and for their local bond issues. They will vote to tax themselves more in order to preserve the open space, because they understand what it means for the economy, what it means for their way of life, and the ambiance it provides.
So we certainly want to keep the garden in the Garden State.
Without question.
Governor Whitman, thank you very much for sharing your views.
A pleasure.